and welcome to Poker News. Gary Stephen Kaplan, founder of the UK-based online gambling site betonsports.com, was recently arrested in the Dominican Republic, charged with racketeering, conspiracy and fraud, highlighting that the USA is still in full force on their global crackdown against online gambling, which you may remember also saw another Bet on Sports chief executive, David Carruthers, detained by US authorities last July. Previously, American authorities had urged Bet on Sports to cease taking bets from U.S. citizens, a move which Bet on Sports fully complied with, closing down its U.S. businesses in August and incurring a 95% profit loss. However, despite Mr. Kaplan's compliance and despite the fact that online gambling is actually illegal in the United States, authorities accused him of tax evasion. He was apparently not prepared to forfeit the tax revenue generated by bets placed on the Bet on Sports website. Mr. Kaplan's sister Lori, who also worked for the Bet on Sports website, could face up to 20 years in prison if convicted along with her brother. With the exception of CEO David Carruthers, none of the other members of the British Board of Directors have been charged. Since Gold's admission to breaking tournament rules during last year's World Series officials have issued a press release stating that they will not be taking retrospective action. In a recent interview to the New York Times, Gold described two instances which, if caught, would have resulted in 10-minute penalties. In one instance, Gold revealed one of his hole cards to another player. Later, he told an opponent that he held top pair. In cash games, this is legitimate play. However, in World Series tournament play, both instances are rule violations. Since his confession, Gold has had two meetings with senior World Series officials who've sat and watched footage of his foul play. Jeffrey Pollock, commissioner of the World Series of Poker, said regarding the incidences, "Not only were we impressed with Jamie's candor and contrition, but we also recognize that tournament officials didn't witness the incidents or take appropriate action at the time of the rule infractions. We share culpability in this case and are satisfied that the actions in question were inadvertent mistakes." As for this year's World Series, Jeffrey Pollock says, "We look forward to Jamie's participation in the 2007 WSOP. Vilnius, the capital city of the Republic of Lithuania, will host the Baltic Open Championship 2007 from Tuesday the 17th to Saturday the 21st of April. The tournament will take place in the Olympic Casino, which is located within the stylish Revel Hotel. The main event will take place over Thursday and Friday and will be played by the rules of No Limit Hold'em. Buy-in for the main event is €590. Buy-in for the other events vary but start at a reasonable €35. The second leg of the Great British Poker Tour took place over the Easter weekend in Teesside. The winner of the event, who picked up a nice £19,610, was local Colin Pearson. Incredibly, Colin defeated a field of 100 players despite having no experience in live poker. Poker News caught up with Colin to find out whether this experience has given him the taste for live play and how he'll be preparing for the grand final set to take place in October.
This was by far the biggest live event I've played in, and it was a bit nerve-wracking to start with. But once we got underway, I was fine. And for the grand final, I'll have to have some more live play with my fellow colleagues at Teesside, because they're very good players and I rate them highly, and they've improved my game enormously over the last year or so. And so I'll get some practice in with them, and specifically in heads up, which I still think is a bit of a weakness in my game, because it's like a game within a game is heads up, and so I'll concentrate on that, and hopefully it'll pay dividends should I reach the final two of the final.
And finally, poker-playing duo Gavin Smith and Joe Seabuck have come up with an eccentric stunt for their internet TV series Prop Bets, which is set to shock some viewers and sure to leave a lasting impression. The cheeky pair made a wager during the LA Poker Classic in February that involved the loser having the winner's initials tattooed on his backside. Joe Seabuck's stepfather Barry Greenstein said that he thought the wager was stupid. Viewers will have to tune in to rawvegas.tv to see who will be the ultimate victor. However, regardless of the result, fellow pro poker player Eric Lindgren said that he feels sorry for the tattoo artist who'll have to perform that unpleasant task. That's all from me. I'll see you next time.